Hello students, I am your science teacher bhamare vs for standard 8 from mam1 High School. Students, all of you know about force. What is meant by force? If we pick up anything, if we pull any object or we push any object, that time we have to apply the force on that object. Now force म्हणजे काय? फोर्स म्हणजे बल. ज्या वेळेस आपण एखादी वस्तू उचलतो किंवा एखादी वस्तू ओढतो किंवा एखादी वस्तू पुढे लोटतो, त्यावेळेस आपल्याला त्याच्यावर काय करायचं असतं? बल प्रयुक्त करायचं असतं. म्हणजे जेव्हा आपण बल प्रयुक्त करतो तेव्हा त्या वस्तूला काय होते? गती प्राप्त होते. then and then only it gets in motion. Now students, this force concept already you have learned in your previous standard, 6-7 standard, force and types of forces. From these all activities we can pick up, we can pull or push. These activities you can simply make a definition of force. Then we can say we pull or push any object, then it's getting motion. Then students, today that only chapter we are going to learn force and pressure in your science chapter, third chapter, force and pressure. Force, what is the definition of force? We can say that a push or pull of an object resulting in its motion is called force. त्यावेळेस एखाद्या वस्तूवर बल प्रयुक्त केल्यानंतर त्याला गती प्राप्त होते, ती वस्तू गतिमान होते, म्हणजेच आपण काय करतो? त्याच्यावर बल प्रयुक्त करतो. Now in your textbook, a stationary object on which no force is acting remains stationary. जर एखादी स्थिर वस्तू असेल, त्याच्यावर जर आपण फोर्स अप्लाय केले नाही तर ती काय असेल? स्थिरच राहील. And object in motion continues to move with the same speed and direction when no force is acting on the object. जर एखाद्या गतिमान वस्तूवर, ऑलरेडी ती काय आहे? गतिमान वस्तू. एखाद्या गतिमान वस्तूवर जर आपण बल प्रयुक्त न करताही ती काय होईल? तिच्या सेम स्पीडने जाईल. Then this is the Newton's first law of motion. Students, all of you know about the Newton's law. Newton's 3 laws are there, and from that this one is the first law. म्हणजे या फोर्स चॅप्टर मध्ये, फोर्स अँड प्रेशर चॅप्टर मध्ये आपल्याला न्यूटनचा फर्स्ट लॉ बघायचा आहे. नाउ दिस वॉज द न्यूटन्स फर्स्ट लॉ. In your picture, in your textbook on page number 14, some pictures are given. 3.1. In first picture, a car moves in forward direction when that man applies force from behind. ती व्यक्ती काय करते? त्या कारला पाठीमागून धक्का देते. Now in second picture, a reluctant dog is being pulled by his master. तो काय करतोय? त्या कुत्र्याला ओढतोय. And in third picture, that a boy is playing football is kicking the ball away. फुटबॉल मध्ये तो काय करतोय? तो फुटबॉलला किक करतोय. मग या तिन्ही पिक्चर मध्ये what do you observe? That a force act on two bodies. A force act on two bodies through an interaction between them. त्या तिन्ही पिक्चर मध्ये आपल्याला काय दिसतंय की ते फोर्स अप्लाय करताय आणि फोर्स अप्लाय करताना त्या दोन वस्तूंमध्ये, त्या दोन ऑब्जेक्ट्स मध्ये काय होतंय? इंटरॅक्शन घडून येतंय. आणि त्याचप्रमाणे नाउ लाईक दॅट इन डाउन साइड 3.2 some events are given. Now these simple experiments are there that you can do at home also. Now in first picture, that nails are attracted to the magnet, paper bits are attracted to the comb, and that coconut tree is there and coconut is falling down. Now in these three pictures, we have here, I have some nails. I have some pins. This magnet, if we take this magnet near the pins, then what happen? That pins get attracted towards the magnet. In previous pictures, what we have seen, that by applying force, that interaction between these two bodies or objects, but here pins and magnet, no interaction is there, still that pins get attracted towards the nail. Due to which force? Then here also force is there, but which? Magnetic force. Yes, this force and types of forces you have learned in previous standard. Like this way, that magnetic force you have learned. Another one example is there. If this comb is you gets rubbed on your hair, then what happen? That paper beads, now see here, that paper beads get attracted towards the comb. Why it is happen? Because this comb and paper beads, here also force is there, that this comb has a electrostatic charge and there is an induced opposite charge on the paper beads, and that paper beads get attracted toward the comb. That we can say simply electrostatic force is present in here. In previous standard you have already learned that which one, कोणती काडी असते ती, आणि त्याच्याने तुम्ही ती रेशीम कपड्यावर जर घासली, एबोनाइट. Now from this you can, like this way, there is also electrostatic force is there. In third picture, coconut tree, that coconut is falling down. Coconut is falling down due to the gravitational force. Students, all of you know about the Newton's law. न्यूटन कशाच्या कोणत्या झाडाखाली बसलेला होता? सफरचंदाच्या झाडाखाली. जेव्हा ते सफरचंदाच्या झाडाखाली बसल्यामुळे सफरचंद जे जमिनीवर खाली पडलं, ते खालीच का पडलं यावरून आपण न्यूटन्सने काय केलं, त्याचा शोध लावला. म्हणजे कोणतीही वस्तू जर आपण एखादी वस्तू वर फेकली तर ती वर न जाता ती काय होते, खाली पडते. इफ वी थ्रो एनी ऑब्जेक्ट, anything upside, then it comes to the earth, means due to the gravity. Now here three events. A coconut tree is falling down means due to the gravitational force. Iron nails get attracted to the pole of magnets due to the magnetic force. And third one, that comb gets rubbed against your hair, then what happen? Paper beads are attracted to the comb due to the electrostatic force. Now from this force we make this simple definition of force. Now from these pictures, observing these pictures, we have two types force, contact force and non-contact force. Then what is the definition of contact force? If a force is seen to act through a direct contact to the object or via one more object, such a force is called the contact force. In 3.1, that various actions are given, that are the examples of contact force. Now another type is non-contact force, means a force is applied between two objects even if two objects are not in contact. These two objects are not in contact. This comes into the non-contact forces. That force is called the non-contact forces. Now muscular force. That muscular force is the examples of, that muscular force is the example of the contact forces. In that, pick up, pull, lift, these types of examples come into the contact force. And gravitational force, electrostatic force and magnetic force, these are come into the non-contact force. Now a simple example is there again. When a ball is kept on the table and we pushed is a little. If any ball is there and we kept on a table and just we little pushed that ball, then what happened? It moves ahead and gets slow and stop. A car is running on a plain road, travels some distance and stop after when engine stopped. When engine switch off or stop. That time also one force is there. That force we call the frictional force. That in our daily life, frictional force is very important. When we walk on the road, that time what happen? That by our feet, that road gets back. आपण जेव्हा जमिनीवर चालतो तेव्हा आपल्या पायांचं काय होतं, त्या रोडला काय होतं, फ्रिक्शन, घर्षण म्हणतो आपण त्याला. कोणतं बल म्हणतो आपण? घर्षण बल. मग त्या पायाचं, आपल्या पायाचं आणि जमिनीचं घर्षण झाल्यामुळे आपण काय करू शकतो, चालू शकतो. इफ दॅट फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स इज absent there, then what happen? We can't walk. We can't walk. Then all the objects in motion have a frictional force which acting in the direction opposite to the direction of motion. Just now I said that frictional force is very important in our life. Because of that frictional force only we can walk, otherwise we can sleep. Now you must have seen that one tends to slip over banana peels on the street, and similarly one can slip due to the mud. Why this happen? Why that from that banana peels we slip? Both these examples occur due to the reduction of frictional force. Now students, today in this force and pressure, this chapter we have seen only force concept, and from that force we have different two types of their contact forces and non-contact forces. In that we have seen muscular forces, frictional force, gravitational forces are there, electrostatic force is there, magnetic force is there. Now students, now from these you have to make a list of some examples. That examples in daily life, whatever you have seen in daily lives, contact forces and non-contact forces, that you have to make a list. And next part we will see tomorrow. Thank you.